the red line doctrine. Every conflict begins with a warning, and every warning contains a red line. But what happens when all sides draw their lines in different places? The invisible war. The world sees rockets, but it does not see the cyber strikes. It does not see the satellites repositioning in orbit. It does not see the silent infiltration of networks, the probing of air defense systems, the mapping of vulnerabilities. The United States operates through layered deterrence, naval groups positioned strategically, stealth aircraft on rotational deployment, missile defense shields activated quietly. Israel sharpens its doctrine of preemption, intelligence-driven, rapid, precise. And Iran invests in asymmetric warfare, drones, ballistic missiles, underground facilities buried beneath mountains. This is not chaos. It is calculation, proxies, and pressure points. No major power wants full-scale war, but none are willing to retreat, so pressure shifts outward. In Lebanon, Hezbollah stands as a strategic lever. In Syria and Iraq, militia groups extend Iran's regional depth. In the Gulf waters, naval maneuvers send deliberate signals. One rocket fired by a proxy can trigger retaliation far beyond its origin. The battlefield is fragmented, but escalation is unified. The nuclear clock. Time is the most dangerous weapon in this confrontation. Intelligence estimates shift. Enrichment levels rise and fall. Diplomatic channels open, then close. Israel's doctrine remains clear. If a nuclear threshold is crossed, action becomes inevitable. The United States balances between alliance commitments and regional stability. Iran insists its program is defensive and sovereign. And in strategic circles, analysts whisper about the breakout window, the moment when prevention becomes impossible. The clock does not stop. It only ticks louder. The Strait scenario. There's a scenario feared by global markets. The temporary closure of the Strait of Hormuz. Even a brief disruption would send shockwaves through oil supplies. Energy prices surge. Shipping routes freeze. Allied fleets mobilize. A regional escalation becomes a global crisis within days. War today is economic before it is territorial. And economic panic spreads faster than missiles. The doctrine of misjudgment. History teaches a brutal lesson. Wars rarely begin because leaders want them. They begin because someone miscalculates. A radar misidentifies a target. A cyber attack causes unintended damage. A commander reacts too quickly. Retaliation chains form. And suddenly, de-escalation becomes politically impossible. The Iran U.S. Israel triangle is balanced on deterrence. But deterrence requires perfect communication. And perfection does not exist in war. The unanswered question. So what comes next? A controlled standoff that lasts years? A sudden strike that reshapes the region? Or a slow-burning shadow war that never fully ignites, but never truly ends? The confrontation between Iran, Israel, and the United States is not simply about territory. It is about perception, security, survival, power, and somewhere in fortified bunkers and illuminated command centers, decisions are being drafted because in the modern Middle East, war does not always announce itself. Sometimes it just continues. Text on screen. Shadow protocol to be continued.